What's good?
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
How you doing, sweet tea?
good. How are you guys?
Hanging in there. We got
I'm amazing.
we got amazing audits on the bottom right. That's right, people. He free.
Yay!
3-man.
Feels great. Feels so great.
Oh, wrong one. There we go. Ladies and
Feels
gentlemen,
so good to be free. I'll tell you what.
there's
Yay.
amazing audits. If you don't know him, subscribe to him. The link will be dropped in the chat if my mods or DMA's mods can drop it. I don't know if you're aware what happened. I'm pretty sure you guys are mostly aware, but he kind of went through something. So DMA, how do you want to do this? Do you want to pull up the video, let him watch it for a second, and then he can explain his story, or how do you want to run this? This is DMA's show, guys.
Yeah, let's pull up the video just in case there's anyone in the chat that hasn't seen the video yet, and then that'll be a good intro so that Amazing Audits can walk himself through it, I guess.
And now feel free to stop us at any time. I'm gonna go forward just a second. Maybe about right there, and I will. There is someone says something in the background that's not a great word, so just so there's no issues, I might just mute over that one part.
Sure.
And I was pushed down on the ground and attacked. And the employee over there, that black dude right there with the beard and shit, he threatened. He pushed me down on the ground and was threatening me while I was down on the ground and shit. Yep. I can't help myself. I'm disabled. I think my jaw's broken. You know? I don't deserve this fucking shit, man. I did nothing wrong. Well, I may have done something wrong. I didn't do anything to deserve this motherfucking shit, dog. They broke my tripod. I can't use my other tripod. I'm using my backup stand.
Right there, when I say I didn't do anything wrong, or I might have done something wrong, I'm just saying that like my behavior wasn't on something I would approve of. You know what I'm saying? I didn't touch anybody or hurt anybody or anything like that in the store. So when I say I might have done something wrong, I'm just saying like maybe some people would smack that guy around for acting like that. That's all I was saying. Let's continue.
Gotcha.
Hi. How's it going? Both you motherfuckers talk to me, and I'll be having a better day.
Oh, can we stop right here too? I need everyone, whoever watches this video, to know that this is never do this with the police. This is precisely, I did nobody any good by showing out like this and getting hurt and all that. It could have been way worse. And if you act like that, it might be way worse. So when you interact with the cops, don't use this as an educational video.
Over here, right now. In the camera.
Like so kind of like what they say in Jackass at the beginning of every video. The following video was filmed either by professionals or underneath the supervision of professionals. Do not attempt to do what you see in the following video at home.
We're going to go over that more later.
You're not in charge. You know what? You're not in charge. I'm more in charge than you fucking think I am, all right? What's your name? Duran. What's your card? You get it. I'll give you my name and you give me your name on a card right now. Same offer goes to you. Yeah, Birkin. Hey, you want to know my name, or are you going to use him as an intermediary because you're a bitch?
So, can we stop it?
Whatever, man. Are you in charge? Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, this area right here where I was calling them names, I don't usually act like that. I think I was in my drunkenness. I was trying to piece together like a couple of my past videos, and it just didn't mesh well right at all. I started calling them names. You know what I'm saying? I usually don't do that.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, like, and I don't want the people at home to kind of get this twisted and be like, oh, you're calling them names. Is the behavior the best moral behavior? Maybe not, but there's nothing you've seen Amazing Audits do in his video that I haven't been 10 times worse with. Like, bottom line is everything that he's doing, although some may not agree with it, is absolutely, completely, totally legal. 100%.
The fucking ID before we begin. Right now. Get your fucking cards out. I want a business card. You're asking me questions, Bergen. You're threatening me. You make me feel scared for my fucking life. Give me your card. You make me feel scared for my life. I want your fucking car. Duran. You have Duran and Birkin with the U. Tell us why B-U-R-K-I-N. Yeah, I'm fucking illiterate. Your identity. Tell us what's going on. Why are we here? I need your fucking. Do they take your brains out in the fucking academy? That's what it is. They take their brains out in the fucking academy, people. They take their fucking brains out and they put dog fucking brains in there. Yeah, so I was assaulted here tonight, and I want to file formal fucking complaints. Okay. So Steve is walking that way right now. That's not true. That's not true at all, you fucking piece of shit. When did you speak to me for 2 minutes or a minute to know that? You're not even speaking to us. You're yelling at us and you're using the stream. Give me your fucking ID now. You're not in charge. We're not talking
Right there. You know, things that officer, he had given me a chance and I didn't de-escalate and make the right choice. You know what I'm saying? And instead I escalated it and started yelling at him. So I can't say they didn't give me a chance.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to be professional because you're a citizen and member of the public, and they have to be professional. So that's the
love you,
difference.
Josh.
You're a free American, and they're police officers in their official capacity.
Thank you.
So again, yeah, we don't think that that people should do stuff like that. But again, what you did is not illegal and still doesn't justify what you got, which we're going to come up on now.
Yeah, and people shouldn't get that. DMA is exactly right. Don't get that twisted. Like, this is not play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This comes down to the basic fact that these cops might have not liked what he had to say or what he had to do, but he was perfectly within his rights to do it. There were people that broke the law here, and that was these cops. And I don't know if you Amazing Audits have seen it, but we'll get closer to when the attack takes place. They liked it. They enjoyed it. They were smiling.
Yep.
They were making it.
No. Yeah, I fucking will. You're still not gonna laugh. I'm gonna fucking walk over here. I'm gonna fucking walk over here. Don't touch me, motherfucker. Don't fucking touch me. That's right. I'm gonna walk wherever the fuck. Don't fucking touch me. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna fucking walk over here. I'm gonna fucking.
So right there, quick question for like folks at home. Were you intending to touch him? It looked like you were just walking around him.
Absolutely not. If any of my longtime viewers, I do the walk where I want bit. You know what I mean? Because they always try to tell us, stand in front of the car, stand over here, keep your hands out of your pockets. You know, I'm just letting them know they're not in charge. I'm a free person.
All right, so here's what we'll do. I think that I'll start from this point. We'll let it play to the end, and we'll let you take it from there.
I fucking will. You're still not gonna laugh. I'm gonna fucking walk over here. I'm gonna fucking walk over here. Don't touch me, motherfucker. Don't fucking touch me. That's right. I'm gonna walk wherever the fuck. I'm gonna motherfucker. Back off. You know what? Back off. You know. That's right. I'm gonna walk wherever the fuck. I'm gonna motherfucker. Back off. You know what? Back off. I'm gonna walk over here. Don't touch me, motherfucker. Don't fucking touch me. That's right. I'm gonna walk wherever the fuck. I'm gonna motherfucker. Back off! You know what? Back off! You know. And just assaulted a disabled person. Ow! Why are you doing this, man? Stop! Keep on coming at us with your arms up, dude. You're done. I never made no harm to you, bro. No, you just want to act like an ass and come at me like that? No, you're done. They're arresting me, guys, in Denver for nothing.
God, I was trying.
I want to supervise them right now. Yeah, ow, my leg is cramping. Ow! Ow!
Okay.
Ow! Ow!
I'm so embarrassed I never like watching my own videos. I'm always just like, I don't watch them ever, but yeah, it's embarrassing, that one. So let me just say, Doc Danger in the comments said I gained his respect for having admitted my wrongdoing. And I did want to address that because in my heart, I want to create videos that empower the public. I want to do education, not just to the people that are around me out there, but when you watch the videos, you can go, hey, I'm gonna finesse that next time and not get hurt or not get a ticket or stand for my rights or whatever. You know what I mean? So if wrong is wrong, I wouldn't want somebody to watch that and think, oh, that looks like fun, or I would try that or something, you know? So having that out there again. In my videos, I try to be humorous, you know? So when I'm like, they take their brains out, they put the dog's brain in there and shit. That should have been like an element that was going to de-escalate stuff and get them to chuckle and shit a little bit. You know what I mean? Again, the way I did it, though, it was just done improperly, right?
I do want to show people, because I forgot to slow it down so everyone can see. Now, Just a Little Jaded says nothing you did warranted what they did to you. And what I want to show you guys is what's the most dangerous part of all this is because it's the officer's reaction. So let me take down her comment real quick. I'm going to blow this up, and I want everyone at home to tell me what you see here. All right, what you see this cop do. I'm going to reduce it a little bit so we can get a good view of his face.
The guy without the helmet on, right?
Right, the person in the background that watches the assault take place. All right, so it starts right there. Maybe a little hard to see his face, but keep an eye on the cop on the left without the helmet and the gear. Now look at his face now. A little bit more clear. Let's watch him walk over as this person was just brutally attacked. Nice big old smile on his face.
Did not on it that I was hurt.
The argument can take place that just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean it's right to do something. And that gets into a sticky area because you got to flex your freedoms. They're like a muscle. And if you don't exercise them, they're worth nothing. Could you have done stuff different? Yes. Do we ask people in the public to just run up on cops and scream at them if they don't know what they're doing? No. But what you did was legal. What they did wasn't legal. And I think the most disturbing part of this video is that after you were thrown nearly 8 feet, thrown on the ground, the other cop, you know, the only real emotion he evokes is a smile, which is, you know, these are people that I would never smile when I hurt somebody. Just saying.
Yeah. And then on top of that, when he was putting the handcuffs on you, he was saying, like you said last time, Josh, he said, you want to act like an ass. You want to act like an asshole or something. He didn't say you want to break the law. It was you want to act the way that I don't want you to act. You know what I mean? So, and again, when he pushed you, he took a step towards you to push you. You weren't close enough for him to push you where he was standing. He had to actually take a step towards you to initiate the contact. Yeah, rewind that.
Great observation. I'd like to say another thing too. I didn't know. See, I never would have done that and gotten close to them if I'd have known I was a suspect of a crime. They never told me that like I was being investigated for having done something wrong. And even all the way till the end, I was like, I shouldn't go to jail right now. I was telling the guy, I'm not going to go to jail, right? Because I didn't think I was being charged.
So there was the first push, which was, I don't feel like that was necessary either. You had your hands up in a non-threatening manner. And then coming up here, well, you walk up on the side of him, not towards him, on the side of him with your hands up. He takes a step towards you right here. Bam.
Yeah.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
They just assaulted a disabled person. Ow! Why are you doing
I was already hurt too from having been beaten inside the store.
Well, and plus we heard that you broke your neck recently too. Is that correct?
I broke my neck and I broke 5 vertebrae in my spine, but that was last year. It's almost been a year now. But yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
what was the other thing I had noted down here? One other thing. Oh, I think DMA already went over it, how he says it was just because I acted like an ass, not that I did anything. You know, that's foul.
Well, I was going to play that right now just so everyone at home can hear. This is the officer's excuse for, you know, why he did what he did.
No, you just want to act like an ass. You're done.
I never meant no harm either.
No, you just want to act like an ass. Come at me like that? No, you're done.
So that's the probable cause. You just want to act like an ass. You want to come at me like that, you're done. He's not saying you attacked me, you committed assault and battery on a police officer. His probable cause and then reasonable articulable suspicion for his arrest was that he was acting like an ass. I haven't seen the case law for ass versus whole yet, but I don't think it exists.
You made me forget what I was going to say. That's funny. I do want to say, though, to the auditors, I see the other auditors in the chat. Joe Cool's in there. Regan's in here. She's a constitutionalist or she's an activist, but
I think she wants to get on panel. Can
Yeah.
she
I'll
get
put
on?
the link down there for her.
love Regan.
This link is for Regan Benson. All right, link is dropped. So after what happened to you when you were on the ground, like what level of physical damage were you going through?
Oh, okay. So once they had me on the ground, you hear me screaming, right?
Yes.
The way that my legs were and have everything, I get cramps in my legs anyways, but I guess I got a really severe cramp in my leg right then. I heard at the end, I go, oh, my leg is cramping. So that's what I was screaming about. They didn't put the cuffs on too tight. You know, they transported me safely to the jail and shit. They didn't talk shit to me in the car. I do want to say, though, like I was trying to say, when we're making educational videos for police interactions, if they're not done to a positive end, you know what I mean? We can do harm. Somebody can go out there and do it even more dangerously, thinking they're doing it the right way and get themselves hurt or killed. You know what I'm saying? So we have a responsibility to keep ourselves safe and conduct ourselves in a manner that if a child watched that, then no harm would come to them if they tried to behave the way that we do. I think.
Hey, Regan.
Hey, everybody. Can you
Hey,
hear me?
Regan. Yep.
Right on.
Hi, Regan.
It's hot out here. Holy shit, you guys.
It's like 100.
Yeah, it's at least 100 degrees. First of all, Jamie, I'm glad you're out. You okay? You look okay.
Yeah, I'm amazing. I feel great. Thank you guys for all the support.
Absolutely. Hey, I wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
That cop with the helmet, was he a motorcycle cop or mounted patrol?
They were both motorcycle cops. They were the first ones to arrive when the T-Mobile employees hit the silent alarm. We got to go over that too, AFA. Josh?
Yeah, so I figured what we would do is you could take us through. We know that you were incarcerated, right? You go to the jail, and then as far as you know, like, what's your feeling once you get to the jail? You kind of reality takes hold. You kind of have a chance to surmise everything that's happened to you. What's coming to your head at that point?
I'm going to be in jail for a while. That's what I'm thinking. You know, things were going bad immediately when I got there. They were like, they went through my backpack and they were like, your dabs, we're going to throw this away. You know what I mean? Is that okay? He says to me. I go, no, that ain't okay. Because I was still all like pissed off at him, right?
True Denver stoner, and I love it. He's in jail. He's already thinking he's not going to be free, and he's ready to go hands-on over his dabs. That's why he's such a likable guy.
Yes.
And I
You
love
almost
it.
got side celled right off the bat, man, which is bad. If you go in misbehaving, they'll side sell you, and you're lost for 8 hours or more. You guys wouldn't have been able to find me.
So you're sitting in jail, and you're doing the whole intake process, and then they tell you what? Like, you got a phone call. Do you need to make a phone call?
Yeah.
So take us what happens from there.
You know, when you get arrested, well, when you're familiar with getting arrested like I am, you want to be able to use your phone when you get out, so it's important that they shut that off before they put it in property. And when you're doing that, you can get a couple of numbers out of your phone. And I got a list of First Amendment activists that's who I call. You know what I mean? That's the numbers I'm going to call. And I picked up Phoenix's number, Cut the Plastic, and AFA. And then the lady looks at me and she goes, you got one free call you can make right now, and then you could use the phones over there. And so I looked at the list and I was like, Josh, I'm going to call him. And thank you so much for all the support, Josh, and everyone.
No, don't thank me. That's what I want. Like, I wanted to bring this point. I see Securus. And as soon as I answer and I see that it's Securus, if I ever hear you have a collect call from Securus or Global Tech, I'm answering that call because I'm immediately intrigued. And I know that if someone's calling me from jail, it's probably an activist. And then, so you pick up the phone and then you start to tell me, oh man, you're not going to believe what happened to me. And I was like, oh no, I know what happened to you. We just finished a live, me and DMA just finished a live stream about it.
And White Tyrant Hunter, what's up, man? Thanks for being here.
So how did that make you feel to know that people were already concerned about you, a whole community of people?
It made me feel like a human being a little bit, man. Like I mattered. You know what I'm saying? When you get treated like that, man, it just takes down your morale. It can make you feel really low. You know what I'm saying? Like people just treat you like that and they get away with it. I got in trouble, So knowing that there's people out there that
you said it made me feel like a human. And, Regan Benson does a lot of work in this area. And the homeless problem is severe. It's real. It's underfunded. There's no help. And you shouldn't ever feel like that, like you're in that position. Like there's not a society out there to back you up. And we had explained to these cops when we called, like, you get to wake up in the morning and bang your hot girlfriend and then go make a coffee and a Keurig. Like these people are these are the most vulnerable members of our society. Right. And I mean, I'm sorry that happened to you, but you should never feel in any situation like, you are less than a human being. And it really is people like Amazing Audits and Regan that do the hard work, because Amazing's out there all the time at Janet's Kitchen. Regan is like, she has immersed herself in the homeless community and she's like doing crazy work. Like, what does it make you feel when you see a video like this? Do you think let me ask you this, if Amazing Audits had been in a $200 Nike gear with brand new Air Maxes and he engaged in that behavior, do you think the outcome would have been similar, or do you think it would have been different?
I think it would have been similar, personally, especially downtown.
They're just that bad.
Those cops did absolutely nothing to de-escalate that. They could not wait.
No.
They were just waiting for that perfect opportunity to do what they did. I have zero confidence in Denver's predictability and how they handle anyone. I do think that once they can cue in that it might just be a homeless person, I think they double down. Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta chime in on that. I've been out here for a while and I've had a lot of stuff done to me, and I've had a few interactions with the law, and when it comes down to it, a person can roll up on his motorcycle on me when I'm homeless outside and then just bash me in the face a bunch of times, and the cops will find that guy and do nothing to him. If anything, I will get in trouble. You could do anything you want to the homeless and they will get in trouble.
Look at the aggression right now. Look at the aggression that Denver puts on display 4 days a week by going out there, fencing off the general public, any activists, anybody that wants to help, so we can't see what they are doing behind those fences. I know that stuff goes on every day, Jamie, and you are exactly right.
Yep.
So
Have
you're
you guys ever heard of bum bashing?
Oh yeah, like the show Bum Fights and yeah, of course.
No. These guys, I think they're cops, and they get in hockey gear and shit, man, and they pull up in a van and they just beat you. Fucking, they try to beat you to death, and they got pads on and shit. There's nothing you can do, and you're like sleeping in an alley or behind a trash can or something, and they roll up and just beat you severely, man, with sticks.
Terrible.
Bum bashing.
All right, yeah. So guys, I meant to mention this earlier in the stream. So everyone here, please smash that like button. Whether you're in DMA's crowd or my crowd, or you're a fan of the smoking hot ladies we got up here. Please make sure to hit that like button.
Hi.
We should just, what we should do, DMA? We should just drop down We'll put Jamie in the middle. We'll put Amazing in the middle, and then Sweet Tea and Regan on either side. And we can show the police that you want to take down our guys. We'll just let them hang out in a panel.
Right?
But if you could please reserve any of my people watching, reserve any super chats, and please go ahead and feel free. My mods have Amazing Audits Cash App and his information. So anything that you would send my way, of course, I always appreciate it. But please send to him. He's got an uphill battle, so that would be
amazing, all of you.
great.
Yeah. Can somebody drop his Cash App, please, in the chat, just in case somebody wants to donate to Amazing Audits?
I'm keeping a look at my screen too, so as soon as his thing comes up, I'll.
What do you have, Amazing Audit? You have Cash App and PayPal, or you just got Cash App?
Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. It's at Amazing Audits on Venmo, or $ Amazing Audits on Cash App.
And those links are in your description too on your videos too.
Yep. PayPal.me/
Oh, here we go. Beautiful. So I got his Cash App. If you're in my section, I've pinned it. I can't copy the text from here. Yeah, you know what? DMA's mods. If you guys could put that up too, that'd be great. Papa Chuck, I'll bring you up in just a second. Thanks for waiting so patiently, brother. So Amazing. Let me ask you a question.
Martin H, man, what the heck is his problem? You know what I'm saying? I went to 2 job interviews today, man, and I've tried really hard to get on my feet and stuff. There's no like on ramp to get back into society again. You know, I found it terribly hard.
Well, that, you know what? I normally wouldn't do this, and he's not in my chat. He's in yours, DMA. So you have your mods handle him however you want. But this is why Regan Benson is out there doing what they're doing. This is why he's doing this. This is the type of, you're literally, I thought that no titles of nobility shall be afforded. You have the right to be treated fairly despite your race, color, creed. It's based on the color of your skin, but the content of your character. And you want to demean him because he's less fortunate. This man could have taken the easy route, walked away from that situation with the police, and he said, you know what? Take me to jail. I'll make a bad situation worse. And he did it for your freedom. It is people like Martin H. that perpetuate hate. And I guarantee when a cop in downtown Denver winds up killing somebody and then gets put on trial, Martin H. will be there with a blue line flag until a cop does something to his family. But that's all right. He'll be sending an email to Amazing Audits to see if it's your story. So you go to jail. I know we talked on the phone a little bit, and you were really happy to hear that, you know, people were interested in your case. And I told you, I was like, if there's any issues, you know, we'll bail you out. DMA was like, immediately, I am available for this. I will drop whatever I need to drop. And we told you that, and you're like, oh, thanks, I'll pay you back. I was like, don't worry about it. I don't think you really believed it. You know, shout out to Keebler, No Sugar-Coated Truth. She tracked down the court information. Yeah. She sent me the app that I needed to download to be present at court. She got me the court time. She was like a mother. She made sure I was awake on time. So you're at court. What are you thinking is going to be the outcome of your day at court? How do you think things are going to go? What are you thinking is going to happen?
Honestly, you know, I was hopeful that I might get a PR bond. You know, everyone that I talked to thought that I'd get released from court. And I watched everyone else get released when they're really bad guys that got released. And so I'm thinking I'm going to get released. And then the judge goes, I'm going to go ahead and give you a bond. So then I knew that I was going to be staying in there. They started talking. And you chimed right in, though. As soon as you chimed in, I was like, oh, my God. My eyes filled with tears. I cried instantly. I couldn't believe there was somebody there that.
Well, I want to go back a second. You had a bond. So, and for folks that don't know, in Colorado courts, you can get a PR bond where it's like $500. So you get a personal recognizance and you can leave on your own without cash. But if you screw that up, then you're held for the amount of money attached to it. So that's how that works. And secondly, which is weird in Colorado courts, if you don't have the money to pay the bond, they put you into like a bargaining process where at that point you bargain for your freedom. If you can pay the bond, they enter in a plea for you of not guilty, which they're supposed to do anyways. But Amazing Audits, were you, was everyone getting cash bonds? that day? Was the judge hitting everyone? Was she in a bad mood?
No, so the cash bond should say like $500 with the PR bond. That means if they don't come to court, they're going to owe that money. It's basically a $0 bond. You know, they're getting out with nothing.
That's not what they did to you.
No, for me, I had to have cash or a surety. You know.
And how much did they ask?
A couple things too. People probably don't know when you go to jail. I didn't know this stuff when I first came to Colorado. When you go to jail in Colorado, they take a $30 booking fee. So that kind of hurts the homeless people a lot. That's about what you might make in a day. You know what I'm saying? You go to jail, you lose it.
You have to pay to go to jail.
Then they charge you daily rent too, something like $30 a day in rent that you have to pay.
Well, so I'd like to see their landlord license and see if maybe they're out there. So I want to let people know that I'm in the courtroom, not physically. I'm on Microsoft Teams, and I'm listening to the whole thing. And they had one guy that had beaten and raped his wife like years before, and now he had beaten her again. They gave him a $50 cash bond. There was a guy in there that ran up to these.
It was a PR bond though, too.
Right, it was a PR bond, so he didn't actually have to pay any cash.
I did owe $50 to get out. Everyone else got a PR.
Yeah, the other guy that ran up to two women in his apartment complex that he did not know, and he punched them from behind. Also, he was able to leave that day. There was only one person that had to pay money, and that was also the only person that didn't have a violent crime or a restraining order, and they gave him a bond of $750.
So
why do you think they did
the bond is argued for like concern of public safety. So letting those two violent offenders out on a PR bond or a $50 bond was better for public safety in that judge's opinion, I guess, than to let me get a PR bond, like Josh said.
And how much was your bond again, so people can hear?
$750. Or you could pay a 10% of surety, I think. That's what happened, right?
Right. So he has his bond hearing, and what happens next? Because, I mean, I was back and forth. So the lady tells you that you have the bond and explain to us where things go from there.
Well, that's right. There's a restriction, so I can't go by that T-Mobile store. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like what the judge is saying to you and all that.
Yeah, basically, I got to stay away from that location. It's like a protective order. I'm not allowed to be by there, or I could get 364 days in jail, she said, and a $1,000 fine.
And these are for the charges of what? What were the charges that you were facing?
That's right. Let's go over that, right? Trespassing, all municipal charges. So trespassing, disturbing the peace, and when they arrested me, I had a knife. They charged me with carrying a dangerous weapon.
So now, were you brandish? What was the dangerous weapon?
It was a long knife I carry around with me, for safety.
Now the police report had it as less than 5 inches. Now, what were you? You must have been brandishing this thing to make these people in fear.
Absolutely not. No, I got beat by 2 people in the store and never pulled the knife. I don't want to hurt people. When I pick that knife up and take it with me every day, I fucking hate it, man. Some days I just leave it at home because I would never want to hurt someone, man. And that would ruin my life anyways, right? So, but yeah, in the store, they pushed me on the ground. They beat me. I think my jaw's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They hurt me, and I left out of the store. I never pulled the knife. I never maced anybody. You know what I'm saying? I have multiple forms of protection, but I didn't do that.
So you have the trespassing, which
when they put the cuffs on me, I told the cop, I said about the knife. I brought up the knife. I was like, well, what is a knife? Is that a charge? And he was like, why do you have one on you? And I was like, yeah, there's one in my waistband.
And so you have the knife charge, but you didn't brandish it. You have the trespassing charge. Now, for the folks at home, there is no video until he gets outside of the store. So I'm pretty much going by the police report that was read aloud in court. And even the police report and the statement that the judge read threatens no violence. It's very clear to say that they didn't want him there. He asked him to leave, and he did leave. As soon as he left, they hit the panic button, which is reserved for like armed robberies. So keep in mind that they escalated the situation first, because the police are going to arrive differently to an armed robbery than they're going to arrive to a person that's filing a lost or stolen items report. They're coming expecting danger. And we already know that the only thing they fear for is their safety. So you have these charges, which I don't think will stick. And then you get to the bond, and of course, like, the judge was aggravating me, so I just interrupted her and told her that we're gonna go bail him out. And then DMA was, he and Regan are just friggin' lifesavers. Oh, she's backstage. Are just lifesavers. They went right down there and took care of it. What do you make of this whole mess, DMA?
Yeah, so I mean, this is just more shame on the police officers, because they basically made up charges, right? They had to justify what they were doing with tackling him. So they made up trespassing. The 1A community is aware well of the trespassing laws. The employees at T-Mobile asked him to leave, and he left. He was outside on the sidewalk. The only way you can get charged with trespassing is if he goes back in, right? We all know that. So that's complete BS. And then, of course, the disturbing the peace. You're allowed to say fuck in public. So you're allowed to scream. That's, I think disturbing the peace is more like if you're like in a residential neighborhood or something and you're like bumping your system or something like that at night. I think that's like disturbing the peace, right?
But, yeah, disturbing the peace is to incite another misdemeanor or lower felony offense. So if I went up to you and I was like, yo, that Papa Chuck said he was going to punch your face in. Hey, Papa Chuck, DMA is going to punch your face in. You two fight right now. Fight. But like, that's an example of disturbing the peace.
Right. And then the weapons charge, a blade 5 inches or less, you're allowed to carry a knife on you. So, you know, that's bullshit also too. So we already talked to Amazing Audits, and he said that you said that you're not going to accept a plea deal. So that's great. And I still need to get you our attorney's number too, so that you can call him. Because he does civil litigation and he does some criminal stuff too. So, but that's just more shame on the officers, guys, for them just making up charges like that because he was being an ass, right? Not because he was breaking the law. So this is just another example of a government that's completely out of control, guys. And here's the thing. I think it was Thomas Jefferson that said, when the people fear the government, there's tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there's liberty. Right. And we've clearly come to a point in the United States where it's the first one, right? Not the other way around. And so that's what we need to change, guys. The Constitution doesn't give you rights. It protects your natural rights. OK, so we all have a right to defend ourselves. Right. The Second Amendment, since caveman times. Right. If you have a spear or a stone, whatever it is, you have a natural right to protect yourself. And the Constitution protects your rights to do that. And it doesn't really give the government much credibility when they can't even follow their own rules. You know what I mean? They swear an oath to the Constitution, and then they're over there violating people's rights, not honoring their oath. And it's just a complete example, guys, that when the government can't even follow their own rules, of a government that's just completely out of control. And there's just another example right here, clear as day.
So DMA, this clearly, as being a resident of the Denver area and living out there for a long time and understanding the mechanics of the police and your involvement with the police, you've done a shit ton of solid work getting these cops in their training bras and staying on the wheels. So I assume that after such an egregious incident happened, when you went to the police station with the wonderful and most beautiful Regan Benson, things must have been smooth at that point for you, right, DMA?
Oh yeah, man, it was it was smooth like butter. So of course we went in there, and Regan and I actually just recently went in there for an audit, because Regan she's not an auditor, but she does stuff with the homeless and ends up she just has to deal with the police all the time. So we were doing some stuff with the homeless, and then she came with me to do an audit, and we went in there to the Denver City Jail, and it was the same thing. There was this whole thing with the mask and stuff like that, and it's not a law. it's a policy, I guess. I don't know if there's some type of order, but you can't be arrested for it. Anyways, they wouldn't let us record in there the first time too, so we already knew we were going to get a bunch of pushback. So we were initially not going to record in there, but we go in there. Try just set. You wanted to watch the video, or should we?
Yeah, I was setting you up for it, man. I'm
Okay.
I'm pulling it up as we speak, and then we can let Amazing explain, you know, what happened after all this. Just let people get in here for a second. So, do you want to set this up where you're at right now?
Yeah, so this is just the very front entrance, and last time we were here, they had security, and they had all the Securitas people there trying to violate our rights, also saying that they're just following orders, basically. But this time they weren't there, and if you'll see, the initial contact that we get from the deputy is not, "Hey, good morning," or "How you doing," or anything like that. It's just, "Hey, you guys need to get out of here." Totally aggressive because we have cameras.
Can I provide a point of clarification? So just so people for context know that the bonding office is not part of the sheriff's department. This is the sheriff's department lobby of the actual jail that Jamie is in, that we're going into. So they have no authority. The sheriff's department has no authority over the courts. We're going to the bonding office.
Yeah, absolutely. And we prove that he has no authority over us either. And that's the thing, is a lot of times they'll try to pretend like they have authority, because 99.9% of the times they come in an interaction with a member of the public, they boss up on them and try to be intimidating, and they just bow down because people don't know their rights. And that's the problem, is if you don't know your rights, you don't have rights. They're just laws written down on a piece of paper. So of course, we're not going to allow that to happen. And we kind of, you know, put this guy in his place, and he realizes he has no authority over us. We're not inmates. We're free members of the public.
And if the I don't know who the deputy or the deputy douche nugget behind the desk here, if you have a problem with what Regan and DMA did, I'd like you to call Officer Birkin, Burkin, and Officer Durant, and tell them that you're upset that they threw this guy in jail for no reason, because that wouldn't have been happened. What's up, Papa Chuck? That wouldn't have happened had you guys not beat him. So I like to make discourse with the officers. You're pissed they came in and filmed. Take it up with the people that threw this kid in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
There's several people out there in a mask.
Okay. I have business here, though. How do we get through? I mean, do you guys screaming? Dude, there's like 3 people in the lobby not wearing a mask. Why are you singling me out?
Call a supervisor.
Call supervisor, man.
Sir, are you denying us the ability to bond someone out of jail right now? So you're going to hold somebody indefinitely because we can't post a bond? Call a supervisor. Call a supervisor.
Immediate attitude is ridiculous.
Huh? Fuck no, he's just sitting there. Call a supervisor. Call a supervisor, please. So no security?
I guess not. Let's go.
Hey, do not enter.
Huh?
Do not enter.
Do not enter.
That's not a mask here.
A mask?
That's the box before
What, are you gonna arrest me? Are you gonna arrest me?
Call a supervisor.
There's no law.
It's not a law.
Call a
it's not law. You can't
supervisor.
arrest me.
Go back and get a mask and enter here.
No. She's not wearing a mask. That guy over there is not wearing a mask. You're not wearing a mask.
And you're talking to her. And you're talking to her. How come you don't have a mask on?
You guys gotta leave.
Call
Why
a
is there other
supervisor.
people here not wearing a mask.
Call a
Call
supervisor.
man. Call supervisor.
We need to go
Where do
post
we
bond.
bond out? Yeah, we're posting
Right
a
there.
bond, man. Posting bond. There's other people in here not wearing masks, bro. Ridiculous, man.
Take a number. Do not sit. Wow. What is this shit?
That's just funny. They got chairs that do not sit signs.
Sit, but come on.
Shut up.
What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Call a supervisor.
Quick question. I just have a quick question real quick. I seen the little red thing with the tickets. What are you getting? A pound of Land O'Lakes and a half baked honey ham? Can't afford a new sign system? What the hell?
This is what hell will look like for people. Just sitting in lobbies taking numbers.
Right?
Just minding everybody's business. They just turn around and left.
They just try to bond someone out of jail.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ridiculous, man. There was 3 other people in here not wearing masks.
Yeah.
The lady walked right past not wearing a mask, and he's gonna holler about us wearing a mask as we have camera. He's not wearing a mask, man.
Hypocrites.
Totally came right in not wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
His name is
Card, please. Can we have your card, please?
You know
Can I
better
have
than
your
that.
card, please?
We're leaving. We need to see your card.
Just need your card. What's your name?
What's your name?
Bassar? Bassar? No, they're not.
Oh, SARR.
C-
What's your badge number?
SARR.
Badge number. 1792.
Badge number
All right, man, you better, bud.
1792.
You suck.
Thanks for the shitty customer service.
Yeah, you suck.
Who won this one? Oh, really? We'll see you inside. Who won this one? Not you, fucker.
Oh, yeah.
I love you, Regan. You're just a straight savage. I love it.
Big time.
I love that thread.
And I flipped him off a couple
Yeah, I
times.
flipped him off too.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Threads are crazy.
Love you, girl.
She's
That
so
was
brave. I mean, she
ridiculous.
just took her phone out, started recording. I didn't turn my stuff on. I had it for recording outside, but she would just straight turn it on, no fear, man. That's what I love about.
You know
that.
why, DMA? Because Regan's swinging that big dick status, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yes,
no
she is.
bullshit. And that cop threatened her. He's like, "Oh, we'll see you on the inside." Like,
Yeah.
he was saying, like, "You want to film us? We'll throw you in jail." And that's
Mhm.
fine because Regan's got the big dick status, so she'll be running the yard, she'll be selling the cigarettes, she'll be all.
I
that.
was just there. I was just there in March. I was just there in March.
Oh, my goodness.
So amazing. You get you have your court date. You realize that we're in there. I know that you were pretty emotional. DMA and Regan immediately go down, pay the bond. I know they were going to stick around live, but they said it was going to take like 5 to 8 hours. So finally you get bonded out. I got a voicemail from you. I was doing something on another panel. You get home. And this is one thing I wanted to point out to people, that this community now is very different than when I started. I've been doing this a long time. And when I started, every channel would go live for everybody. We'll do a decent job. If someone shouldn't be a part of this community and they're doing a danger to it, then we'll do a pretty good job of getting them out of there. But that cohesiveness of where everyone is got every single person's back. Whenever anyone gets arrested, I go live. But, when I heard Amazing Audits speak, and because he's been doing this a long time, longer than I have, but just the gratitude in his voice, and he was like, I love this community. It was nice to see that still exists, and it doesn't exist within me going live. It exists within the people in the chat and the people that watch me, or DMA or Papa Chuck or Regan or Sweet Tea. We are just the conduits to which you guys see activism in a modern capacity, but you guys decide how real the activism community is, because we're the smallest part of it. It's you guys. And I mean, what you guys did for Amazing Audits was great. We were able to get $75 from Ross Khan, which was the bond, immediately. And then she was fined by the kangaroo court as well. But, it was great to see that happen, to know that there's still a community out there. And it's not because of people like me. I mean, it really is. It's because of people like this. You know what I mean? You see me out there saying, fuck you to the cops, and I have videos of millions of views. but on the street level, at the ground level, helping people out, taking care of people, making sure they're safe, not just from police, but from their self and from society. You know, people like this man who every single week he could be out filming, getting a shit ton of content and asking you guys to send him donations and super chats. But homeless as he is, he's at Janet's kitchen, helping other people out, trying to get shoes on people's feet. So you'll see channel like myself and be like, oh, it's AFA, fuck the cops. And then that video will get millions of views. But when something happens to someone like Amazing Audits or to Regan Benson, those videos don't go viral. And adverse to what you might think in my AdSense account, these are the people that need to go viral. These are the true Americans. These are your modern day activists that are saving the world. And these are the modern day activists that police are putting in cages for one reason. You only restrict what you fear. And they fear people like Amazing Audits and like Regan Benson. And it ain't easy.
Good time to chime in right now because they do fear us. They do fear me. And the reason why they put a bond on there that they thought I would not be able to afford was because I can't make videos and do my activism from inside a cell.
Well, I'm going to chime in real quick if that's okay. And I just wanted to say, Amazing Audits, I know we may have talked in like chats and stuff, and I'm not an auditor or an activist because I'm actually Canadian and I hate it up here. But I just wanted to say that what happened to you did not deserve to happen. And I wanted to just say one thing that nobody else here really touched on too much. It's that intent matters. Now, when you had that knife on you, like Josh AFA said, you weren't swinging it around. You weren't trying to poke somebody with it. As for the trespassing, gone. You left. You know what I mean? And it's the fact is that when you were circling those cops, you were saying, I'll walk wherever I mother effing want to, and you were hands in the air. You know, you vocalized your intent. It's not like you said, hey, cop, I'm gonna circle you and try and get your gun or do something crazy. And that's exactly what went on in that cop's head. Did you notice that when the second push where he pushed you down, his hand immediately went like that. Like it immediately went like right to his gun. And I was more excessive. Yeah, more excessive or a taser. Like if you had pulled that knife when he pushed you, oh boy, we would have been watching a murder. Yeah. Probably.
They didn't even known I had the knife. Probably even.
Like you said, you told them you had the knife.
Well, when they got me in cuffs, I told them.
And did you have a sheath for that knife?
Yep.
Yeah, it was on his belt holster, wasn't it? It was holstered in your belt, correct?
It was inside my pants.
Right.
But with a sheath, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It didn't need a sheath. It was only 5 inches.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, even that. How did you get a 5-inch sheath? Like, that's crazy.
What's he going to do? Core an apple with it?
Right? Like, one second.
Thank you, Smoking Auditor. I will send this 2 and the other 2 to Amazing Audits. And I believe we sent a $20 one that I think RJ gave me one yesterday during the stream. So I think we sent that. We'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure we did. So you're on mute, Jamie. Look at me, I'm on mute.
I wanted to say thank you to a couple of super chats that came into my Cash App. Tony the Dog Walker, man, you're amazing. He's helped me so many times and really through the toughest time of my life. So without his help, I don't know, it would have been a lot harder. And James Hines sent a 22. So thank you guys very much for that.
Yeah, we also had a super chat from KJ, thank you, and from Tyrant Searcher, thank you for those. We'll get those. I will get those. Great. I don't know if that was mine or yours, but I'll get those to Amazing Audits too.
I don't see it on my stream. I think it was yours, but KJ is awesome because I believe he's the person that sent one yesterday as well. Pinned to the top of my chat, folks, if you're in my chat, is the link to his entire everything. So his Cash App, his PayPal, his Venmo, his MySpace, his Book Face, his Grinder, We got all that for you. So
Truth be told, the money that people sent, I'm gonna go help people with. If I get any money, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help feed people.
Hey, you know what? I want to tell you something, Amazing Audits. And I appreciate you wanting to help others, but there's something really important, man, is you need to make sure you're helping yourself first, okay? Because if you don't help yourself, you're no good to any others. So I want you to make sure not to overextend yourself, okay? Because you always have to fill your own cup first, right? And I talk about this on my other channel, but the thing is that people like you and I can tell by talking to you that you're an empath, and people like you like to help others, and they can end up overextending themselves and they get hurt. And so if you have your cup and your cup's empty, then that means you don't have anything to give anyone, right? So you have to fill your own cup first, because you can only give from what you have, and you can only teach from what you know. So always make sure that you take care of yourself first. Like just like when you're on an airplane, right? And the oxygen masks come down, they always tell you to put your own mask on first, then your child's, right? Because if you pass out, your child can't help you. But if your child passes out, you can help them. Remember that. So without taking care of yourself, you're no good to anyone else. And it's very admirable, and you should be commended for all the work that you do to try to help others. But I just wanted to lay that out there to make sure that your needs are taken care of before you try to help others.
Not only that, just think of it this way, that if you actually did get yourself in a position where you're set up good, you're going to be able to do even more better for your community and for the people out there. Because like you said earlier, it's terrible for the homeless. And I can't even imagine what people go through being homeless. It's terrifying to see what I've seen just on the internet. You know what I mean? And it's like, this is crap that you can find on the internet, but how many things don't happen that go up, or how many things happen that don't show up on the internet? Like you said, that good guy rides up on a motorcycle, punches you out, and you get in trouble. You know, it's not fair at all. And I just want to say, you're a very genuine soul. We can all see it on your face. You're giving hearts. You know, you're smiling right now. Like if it was me getting pushed to the ground, dude, I would not be on here smiling. I'd be on here screaming, like straight up. And you are awesome. You're incredible, dude. Like I wish more people like you out there.
I don't think I know hate, man.
Well, that's good, because I could teach you, but
that's for you too. I put it up there so I can screenshot it. I'm trying to keep track.
Thank you, Workline.
Thank you, Workline.
So, thank you, Workline. Appreciate it. If you're just tuning in, please utilize the financial URLs at the top of the chat, and we can send them right to Amazing Audits. And everyone, and that is a great example that DMA gave about they say that, and you know, please put your mask on before you assist others. And yeah, it makes sense. And if you don't like your kids, then take your time putting your fucking mask on. You know what I mean? Maybe especially if your kids are a pain in the ass and get sucked right out the plane, and you'll be sitting there just fine. But
hey, I want to ask a question. Amazing Audits, please tell me how they treated you in the jail.
No problem. I'd like to say it was a mostly positive experience, actually. I mean, as far as being in jail goes, you know, I've had some severe trips to jail, so that's probably what I'm comparing it to. But and I'm also used to the Clark County Detention Center, where the LVMPD officers are fucking monsters, and the food is horrible, and it's just unliving conditions in Las Vegas. But when I went to
did they take you up to a pod, or did you stay in booking?
No, I went up to the yellow, what do they call it? The banana boats or whatever, yellow uniforms that they give you before you get your own cell or whatever.
Did you get food?
Yeah, the food sucks, you know. They didn't want to give me a sack lunch when I got there, and I was hungry, and they didn't let me get one, so I had to wait till breakfast.
In booking?
Yeah,
that food, that food issue in booking is a problem. And I've got a major complaint filed with the Denver Sheriff's Department from my jail stay in March, and I haven't heard a word, but I saw some really bad things go down in that jail back in March and in August, when I was back in there in August. Some serious mistreatment. So yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that
it wasn't that bad. I did feel a little, at first I was getting a little scared, to be honest, because I said it was a problem for them to throw my dabs out. And then one of the other intake officers was like, oh, I'm not okay. And he was just like making it out like he was going to do something. You know what I'm saying? So his name was Chase.
And you know, you're bringing people together amazing. I have a
Think so?
diverse group of moderators, all the way from anti-cop, and I have moderators that are pro-police, and I have moderators that are right in the middle, because as far as my chat's concerned, I want it to be free speech. And if it's all people that are on my side of the queue, then it can't always be free speech, right? So, you know, we have people that are pretty much right in the middle towards like pro-police, and I want you to see what's happening in the chat. So Doc Danger is not an activist. He's not that. He's a friend of mine, but he's not in the whole, you know, police accountability thing. And he's going back and forth with Hazuki, the frauditor troll, and he's saying, hey, he was drunk. He admitted he was wrong. And then the response from Hazuki, however you pronounce it, the frauditor troll, at Doc Danger, fair enough. So those are the gaps that you're even bridging in here, because, you know, we can, till the cows come home, say, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't break the law. End of story. That's it. And you're right, if that would be your argument. But to come in here and say, you know what, guys, like, that's not how I normally would have done it. I screwed up, and I don't really, I wouldn't encourage you guys to do that. That's some pretty serious shit, man. When people on total opposite sides of the spectrum are now, you know, having you're creating common ground, and you should be proud of yourself for that, and good on you, because it takes a strong man to say, I think I fucked up on that one.
But not criminal. That's not criminal.
Yeah, no, it's not criminal. You did nothing wrong. I'm just pointing out, like, you know, but like, you did nothing wrong, and I probably would have done way worse. But you know, I just feel bad for what happened, man, because I don't know you as well as some of the other folks here do, but you have an amazing soul. Like Papa Chuck said, you are as genuine as they come, and you wear your heart on your sleeve. And for someone like me, I'm kind of like almost borderline sociopath. It's hard for me to like have connections with people that like have feelings and stuff. So like, it's hard for me to like really like get on that level, but he has enough feelings for everyone. And I think that's really what was most egregious here, is the fact that, yeah, they shouldn't have done that. And they fucking assaulted him, but it's not just that they assaulted a person, it's the soul within that body of which they assaulted. This is a person that can do great things for his community, for the homeless, for activism, for reform, and, you know, like DMA said, for yourself as well, man. I mean, I was so surprised. Like Regan Benson, DMA, Sweet Tea, like, you need matching shirts that say "We are fucking Denver," because you are, to go down there and do what you did. Just really incredible.
Oh yeah, and so when they said the trespassing thing, I wanted to talk about that, because I think there may have been a little misunderstanding. I think, as I recall it, they were like, "Get the fuck out of here," or some shit like that. And I started edging towards the door, but, you know, I was giving them the yap on the way out and stuff. So I was defending myself. I'm not gonna let somebody talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? I was leaving the store, but I probably said, like, I'm not gonna leave or something like that. I don't really remember, but I'll review the tape and we'll put it on the line.
So when is your next court date?
July 19th.
July 19th. All right. And your public defender, I was actually surprised, seemed pretty good, at least the one that was there that day. And he also like questioned the judge. He lodged some pretty good arguments on your behalf. Are you going to be using him, or are you going to be trying to get yourself a privately retained attorney? My name's Amazing Audits, and I'm on mute. I have really great hair, but you can't hear me.
I talk loud enough. I thought you guys could hear me, right? So I'm a little, I think I have a slight concussion or something. You know, I've got a knot on the back of my head, my jaw hurts, and, you know, my thinking isn't very clear today. So I hadn't even looked yet, to answer your question.
I want to say that the public defender's office in Denver is doing
sorry, go ahead, Regan.
They're doing a pretty good job right now. I've had some firsthand experiences with some of my homeless friends, and I just want to say they've been doing a pretty good job.
Good.
That's good. And so, Josh, you said, yeah, he did bring up a couple of good things, you know, that that he wasn't brandishing the weapon, right? And that I don't remember what you said, but he did
Intent
seem like
matters.
he did seem like he was pretty decent, the public defender.
Yeah, I mean, he was even to the point as much as a public offender could, being like, Your Honor, he wasn't brandishing a weapon, he wasn't attacking anybody. There's no violence in this case. And you just like, he didn't say this, but basically saying you just let a rapist and some guy that just randomly punches strangers in the face go. Like, you're probably making a stupid decision, but he did do.
Yeah.
His name was McConnell.
That was nuts.
He's probably a jail only public defender.
You guys don't think I'll do any time then? Or you think I got a good case here on this? Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't
think you
you're
have a
gonna do any
great
time,
case.
man. Yeah, I think that not only are you not going to be convicted of this, because in order to convict of this, that they have to build a wall that's made of lies. I mean, you didn't do any of this stuff, right? So you have that on your side, and not only that, I think that you have a good shot for civil litigation as well.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you were assaulted allegedly by the T-Mobile person, and then they call the cops, and they show up. You're already out of the store. There's no trespassing.
Yeah.
You're on the public street. I mean, and the disorderly conduct, unless the cops can be complainants in disorderly conduct. I mean, I don't know, but I thought they couldn't
Disturbing the
be.
peace.
Well, let's
Oh,
play.
okay.
Let's do devil's
Well,
advocate.
they didn't charge him with that. I mean,
They'll solicit it. They'll solicit it.
Well, yeah,
They'll
that's
get
what I'm saying,
somebody
like,
to sign a complaint in that store.
I don't even
yeah,
think
probably, yeah.
they would need to, because if you play devil's advocate here for a second, and let's look at this video by itself, right? He is not aggressive. You know, he might be like gesticulating and walking near the cops, and the cops threw him 6 feet, and everyone in this panel is like, yeah, slam dunk case. There was also a man that was shot in the back of the head 2 weeks ago while he was restrained, and he was unconscious, and the police officers feared for their safety. But the officers were cleared of that shooting. So, I mean, if the legal system works, then he should be good. But this is why qualified immunity being gone in Colorado is a big deal. We need this win, and I think he will win. And when he wins, you know, that cop's going to think twice, because he doesn't have qualified immunity. He doesn't have the system to protect him. That money's coming out of his own pocket. It's his job. So thankfully, we have Colorado as this like example state of no qualified immunity. Make these cops fucking fear not only the camera, but what happens. Make them want to punch you in the face and be like, oh, but then I might have to get rid of my new Suburban.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. That's how people die. I don't want
Right.
people getting hurt.
Yeah.
Me
Please don't. Because these fuckers, they don't care. They snap like that.
I certainly
It's
don't want somebody
dangerous.
getting hurt because of something that I did. Or,
No, what I mean is like,
to me or something, you know.
hopefully they learn, you get them trained. So when these cops do want to go attack you, the first thing that comes to their mind is, well, we're in Colorado, no qualified immunity, and I don't want to lose my new truck. So instead of beating you today and sticking a telescope in your butthole, I'm going to just let you be. Because Colorado, you guys really have very fertile ground. I mean, with there not being qualified immunity, the problem is it doesn't mean much if it hasn't been, you know, if cops haven't been thrown under the bus yet. So devil's advocate, they could do anything they want, but legally speaking, it's not about you walking up on them, because they're not alleging assault. They're alleging that you trespassed. That's pretty clear. You didn't. You left when asked. They said you were had a weapon. You weren't brandishing it. It was safely stored and it was in the legal limits under Colorado law. So that problem is solved. Disturbing the peace, kind of disorderly conduct, like if you're looking at it, but no, because there were the other citizens whose peace you could have disturbed were inside of the store. It's just the cops. Can they be the complaining party? No. What the prosecutor is going to do is he's going to try and show that video of you walking up on them over and over, and he's going to talk about officer fucking safety to try and get the jury to swing that way. But if it's just based on evidence, I say you walk.
Fuck
Yeah, I think
Terry,
so, too.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Really? Fuck.
He's hiding somewhere.
Well, even in the video, there's several people that actually walk by his camera and they want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? They're not even phased. They're like, oh, another guy yelling at a cop. Oh, well, go on my life. You know what I mean? So it's like disturbing the peace to be like, they didn't even stop and stare at you. You know?
There's some controversy in the chat now as to whether or not the cops looked up my butthole. Let's clear that up. You know,
No, yeah.
the
Go ahead, buddy.
sanctity
My
of
bad.
butthole remained intact through the whole ordeal.
Leave it up to Josh.
I'm sorry. There's a. It's. I've just went on Twitter. It's the past. It's when you've already tweeted. It's a twat, and it says hashtag amazing audits butthole. So I apologize. I just say that because when you get arrested, they do the strip search, and so no, his it's securely fastened. Sorry, guys. I suck.
You tried.
You're awesome, bro. I'm gonna jump out of here though, because you probably can't tell, but I'm actually sick as shit, and I'm sitting here sweating. So I'm gonna jump off. But amazing audits, love you, bro, and keep doing. Keep working on you first, and then everything else will fall into place. I promise you. You're a genuine dude.
Started falling into place until I started volunteering, man. You know, so that's why I want to continue that.
Well, I love you. These people love you. Anyone in the chat that doesn't love you, that heart that he gave right now was just for you. Okay? There you go. All right. See you guys.
Right on, Papa Chuck. Have a good one.
Good to see you, Papa Chuck.
Those are the type of cops that will get jurisdiction of $12 million fucking award because of excessive force and shit. Right?
Is this right in Colorado? Was I wrong about
That's
the information
Denver.
I got?
Denver has their own municipal code on knife length. There's state law and municipal code.
So municipal code is 3.5. State law is 5. Okay. Thank you for telling me that, Carol. I want to make sure I'm giving correct information. My bad.
But somebody else got charged with that and got that dropped. So
actually, Sweetie and I were discussing this a while back. So what happens if you go and buy some steak knives and you're walking around with them? I mean, is that a crime? I mean, how does that work?
You're going to put fucking Bed Bath and Barrel out of business. That's a great question. We should do that. We should go out and buy a bunch of boxes of like steak knives and all sorts of shit.
Yeah. I guess it's, you know,
just be
subjective to
interpretation. Yeah.
I'm just reading the chats.
All right, DMA, you got anything else here?
Let's go over the Belmar audit.
Oh yeah, Belmar audit, man. So, dude, that audit's doing great right now. It's performing really well. So,
where's it at?
Check it out, guys. It's the Belmar library. That's the newest video that I just dropped. It was a follow-up on Amazing Audit's follow-up, and he's the reason why I went there, is because he went there and the librarian Beth called the police on him and was walking around following him around. He was just recording peacefully in there. He wasn't even engaging. He didn't say a word to them, and until they kept pressuring him and they called the police. And so I had him removed out of there. So that was infuriating to me. So Sweet Tea and I went back for the follow-up. I have my video up. She doesn't have hers up yet, but check out I left a link to the very original Belmar library video. It's one of my first videos I ever did, and it was going viral pretty much. It had 92,000 views within the first week, and I only had like, I think 8,000 subs at the time. And then it got pulled for a privacy complaint because Joanna put a privacy complaint in. And then we went and do a follow-up, Donut Hole and I, a couple times, and the PR lady Padma was there, rolled out a red carpet for us and gave us a full tour and everything. And then we went back a couple other times to try to have a conversation with Joanna, and she just kept hiding in the back, wouldn't want to come out and talk to us. And we thought we were done with Belmar Library, and then I saw that video with Amazing Audits, so we had to go back and put them in their place, basically. So.
Now, is Belmar part of the Pikes Peak Library? It is, right?
No, that's Lakewood, Colorado. So it's like in the Denver metro area. Different library district, but yeah, definitely go check that out, guys. Check out Amazing Audits version. His link is in my description and pinned comment on my video as well. So check out both of those.
Yeah, Beth did
Yeah.
not want to be accountable for her actions. When you were talking to her, you were super professional, and she didn't want to talk about the reason why you were there. When you brought it up, she goes, "I'm not going to talk about another patron's visit." Well, that's because she didn't want to be held accountable to her actions.
Yeah. No, she wants to. She doesn't want to talk about it, but she wants to violate people's rights, right? And bully them out of a public library and call the police on them. So what I say all the time, guys, when you call the police on someone, what you're doing is you're initiating force on them, and you're putting their lives at risk. I mean, we all know cops, they'll kill you, and maybe they won't even mean to kill you. Maybe they'll mean to pull out their taser and they pull out their gun and shoot you, right? So if you're going to call the cops on someone, at the very minimum, they better be breaking the law, right? Now, I personally am a libertarian, and I wouldn't call the police on anyone unless they were actually hurting another individual. But at least they better be breaking the law, guys. So you know, everyone's just so quick to call the police on someone. And like I said, the librarians, they actually set the tone for the entire interaction, guys. Because we went into Belmar Library with Padma, and they were giving us a tour and smiling and welcoming. Not a single patron came up to us, guys. But at the original Belmar Library, the librarians were putting their hand in front of my camera, yelling at me, everything else, and it turned into a mob against me. And I had people chasing me around the library, grabbing my camera, right? And then this last interaction, it wasn't quite as bad, but there was a slight confrontation with Beth. And then of course you see the kid there recording me. And then you had that older gentleman with the beard, you know, asking, what am I doing and stuff like that. That stuff goes away if the librarians just do their job correctly. And all these public employees, they need to be trained. Yep. If you work for the public, you need to have a formal training on the Constitution, because you are a public employee. Right? There is no expectation of privacy, guys. They need to understand that. There's no reason why they should be working for the public and not know the public's rights to record them. If they don't want to be recorded, then they can just go work in the private sector. Bottom line.
Yep, and that's going to be coming. DMA did some good work along with. So you know, here's what I need to do, because I'm sick and tired of this. Here's what we're going to do. We're gonna make it. It is how it is. That's what life is for DMA. Always in the middle of two women surrounding him. Did some great work, and he's killing it at these libraries. And I think you guys, let's just say this. I think that you guys are going to see a huge change. I think that I don't even want to ruin the story. Wait for DMA to get it. I have some information, including some phone calls that have been recorded, and everything that I have, I'm just going to give to him, and he can release it. But, you know, talk about follow through. You know, 10 constitutional lawyers for a library that have heads of security. I don't know if like they're guarding the fucking Pope, but let's just say that DMA and Sweet Tea have created some change. And it's people like Amazing Audits doing what he did, and you know, at the library as well. So you guys are enjoying when that happens.
Yeah, that is just a sneak peek. A lot of you guys know about the Monument Library is what he's speaking of. So we've been there a few times already, and Sweet Tea is actually the one that initiated that one. So check out her video at Monument Library, the original one, and that was also infuriating. That's why we had to go back there with Aurora Transparency as well. Yeah, and there's going to be some, that's going to be a very exciting and entertaining conclusion to this one. So stay tuned for that coming up.
And someone just mentioned it in chat. Do you guys, any of you, Frankie actually did watch Eli?
I love Eli. Eli's badass.
So he does and Good Guy Audits actually does this as well. You know, a lot of people, this is where there's some discord in our community, because it's like, oh, we do government, we don't go bother businesses, and you know, film like we also can't make the argument that there are rights, we use them or lose them, and then kind of shit on someone else for doing that. And Eli is kind of like a master at filming other things, and like some guy took his camera and he just beat the dog shit out of him. I mean, of course, I don't believe in violence, but I love him. What does he say? He goes, hey, yo, what's up, my peeps? Hey, yo, peeps.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, my peeps. It's your boy Eli, peeps. And I think the dude is fucking
Dude,
hysterical.
he's got some fire raps too, man. He does all his own raps talking about, you know, First Amendment audits and the Constitution
Man
and police
down.
brutality.
He's got great
And man, he's
music.
got some fire verses in there too.
I love
Badass
his
beats.
music.
Yeah, check him out on YouTube. He
I'm
has
gonna challenge him
playlist
to
on all his music.
a freestyle, DMA. What do you think?
We already did that on the other channel.
I'm challenging Eli to a freestyle, a real freestyle. I'm gonna get my gear up, and I think that's what we should do.
Let's do it, man. Let's get a cipher going.
All right. Hey, in the meantime, don't forget we're being swept 3 days a week. We have a sweep tomorrow. We have a sweep Wednesday and Thursday. People are going to lose their homes. So come out and record if you can. Pretty please.
Where are you gonna be, Regan?
So it will be in the Southwest area. Those same people that you were filming DMA while I was gone are getting swept again. Just north of Ruby Hill. So we have all campers this time and 1 tent. So that potentially means a lot of warrants are going to be written, and people are going to lose campers. The cops are taking people's campers when no one's watching. It just doesn't stop. It's every day, all day long, and they're doing it when no one's watching, and it's bad, and it's hot, and people just need help. So
Mayor
I'm going to
Hancock.
check out for tonight. What's that, Amazing?
Fuck Mayor Hancock.
Twice
Mayor Hancock.
with a shot.
And 12. Fuck 12 and Hancock. I didn't even like the movie Hancock.
I love that movie.
Well, you're not going to like our mayor either. So, yeah,
I did,
Hancock
but
is
shit.
term limited. He wants to go out with a big thing. He wants to go out solving homelessness. And he's good at it by any means possible. Constitutional, forget it. Ain't gonna happen. They're gonna take these people's homes. They're throwing everybody's stuff in the trash, and we don't have any help right now.
But
So
Regan, he solved homelessness. He's found everybody a home. He just throws them in jail and charges them rent. He's immediately solved homelessness through it. That's what it is. Solving homelessness with handcuffs is his new charity. I heard.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, we have one of his appointees to the Denver Department of Public Safety, Armando Salvolte, who came to Colorado from Arizona because he was a fuck up in Arizona. So brought him here to be fuck up, and he's just pretty cruel. The measures that he's taken against the homeless, the street enforcement team, trying to ticket them, haul them to jail, sitting in jail right now. I'm going to be doing a live stream for one of my guys. It's not good, you guys. It's too much. That's why, Amazing, you must take care of you first. You have got.
Aw.
I think we lost her. Well, she was choppy a little bit because I think she had bad service. But I think
yeah,
she's
just
done-
to reiterate what she was saying, Amazing, take care of yourself first, brother. Because if you don't do that, you're no good to anyone else, man.
Yes.
Always love yourself first. And
Yeah,
everyone else is just everyone else. There she is.
Sorry, I don't know. But anyway, please don't be out here if you can avoid it. Please. It's so dangerous. You know it.
I'm going to be out on the streets again at the end of this month. I got all the rental assistance I can get.
Well, you know what we need to do? We need to remind people that you need help. So again, if you want to help him, pinned to the top of my link is all of his financial information. So please do that. And secondly, we still live in America, except outside of a T-Mobile store. By the way, no bullshit. I'm changing my contract. I'm really upset with T-Mobile over this. But it's time to play America's favorite game. And it's, James Freeman is here. I don't know. James has played this game with us before. And we have such a high budget. Thanks for coming, James. Appreciate it, bud. We have such a high budget. We have special music for this shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, have you been beaten by cops? Well, you probably should have. Stop going out and bothering police. Just lick their boots. Swallow it if you can. I mean, really, they have a hard enough job as it is. Nah, fuck them. Welcome to America's favorite game. How low can you go? They were at a what, 3.2 DMA the other day?
They're at a 3.2. We got them down to a 2.1 when we left
my God.
yesterday. Now they're a 2.0.
Oh,
Let's see
Great
what new ones
job.
we got.
So if you guys would like to, you can go to the Denver Police Department, District 6, which is downtown. Some asshole named Accountability for All said, stop letting your officers hurt homeless people. The Sloth says de-escalation is key. You want to brush up on your oath you took. Brad says unprofessional. Erica says 1 star. William Dawes just witnessed an assault on a disabled man for doing nothing. People are a disgrace. Marinko 1 star. James, assaulting with disabled and mentally challenged, quite the shame. You knew it was being recorded. What would you have done had it not been? Shot him. If you want to have your constitutional rights violated by cops, visit here. Tanya, I watch you attack a homeless man. What is wrong with you? Can't beat him? Then just beat him. It's the Denver Police Department motto. What for? Innocent until proven guilty. Just not free anymore in Denver. Cammed Up Caveman says, not a department that understands the Constitution. Trevor, wow, no matter how much a citizen offends you, you shouldn't push the homeless, bad public servant. Greg, that assault on the homeless man was wrong. Seatown, well, was thinking of visiting Denver, but guess now, after watching 2 police officers beating a homeless man on a public sidewalk, I'm afraid for my life. Not a safe city to visit with that kind of welcoming. 22Q, not okay to push a disabled person. We need to hire new cops. More and more videos surfacing reflecting tyrannical behavior. Ginger Boss Audit says on your oath. I played this game with them yesterday where I told the cop I was going to stop as soon as I got to a positive review. And then I just didn't. And he was like, I get the point. Where's the funny one that Pink Taco wrote? Do you remember that one, DMA?
Yeah, I remember that one.
I'm trying to find Pink Taco.
Oh, there's Terry VG.
Oh, Terry VG, serving the shit out of people. Shame on you.
Serving the shit
Terry.
out of them.
Oh, here we go.
Hilarious.
This is my favorite one. Pink Taco says, officers are very rude and need to learn the law. I am a handicapped person, and the officers touched my Peter for being black in public. That's my favorite one. They have no positive reviews here, but I think it's important to point out 2 things. Number one, amazing audits. This is the community turning out for you, because before our reviews, the last review was written 10 months ago and it was a positive one. So someone else just left a review. I'm betting it's Freeman. Oh no, Modern Retro Radio. Why take an oath to the Constitution if your officers disregard it? Hawk Fan for Life says, like some bullshit, my friend. Why you do it to me? It's not good. Don't do it. So you guys can, feel free to leave your reviews. This is Denver Police Department, District 6. This game is called How Low Can You Go? So, if you don't like them beating up on homeless people or any people, like I really shouldn't be emphasizing the word homeless because that's creating discourse, associated class association. One human being is the same as the other. He happened to be homeless, and I do believe, because I was homeless once myself, I used to live under bridges and do drugs, that those are the most vulnerable people of our society, but they've also been through the most shit, and they can succeed further than anyone else. I went from being under bridges to running my own YouTube channel and having great friends like the people up here. So, go ahead, leave your comments, redress your grievances.
Thank you, Carol Funk, for the super chat. E.T. Tafoya for mayor. Let's go.
Come on, someone, let's get. I'd like to stop this at like a 1.7, and I think one more will get us to a 1.8.
I still got to do mine, but I got my personal Google account. I can't do it on that one, so I'll do it on the DMAFA pranks one.
You're so full of shit, my friend. Get it together, okay? Don't do it. It's not bad. What's up, Denise Lynn? I'm going to refresh it one more time. 1.8. We'll stop at 1.8. One more person leaves a review. We need one more.
Hardly anybody trolled me in here at all, man. I'm surprised.
Hardly anyone what?
Trolled me.
I mean, well, you know what? I think you got to you hit the nail on the head. You said, hey, I kind of made a mistake, so they can't troll you, and because that will, expose them for just who they are. They don't want accountability. They just want to kind of talk shit. So they can't really talk shit when you're like, I fucked up. So that it kind of takes their ability to bully you away. I mean, people have been saying some shit in my chat, but nothing like crazy at all. Oh, Regan. Google has translated this, by the way, from its original text. It was originally boo, but after the translation by Google, it is now boo. Donna says
That didn't get us to 1.8.
Yeah, no, we need one more. I feel like one more gets us to 1.8. We're at 64 reviews. Let's get to
All right, give me a
65.
second.
It says
We're at
66.
67.
67.
But I'm not
Thank
seeing.
you guys for doing this.
Oh,
man.
okay. Police like to tackle free Americans and allow Terry DiGilio to assault a free American for
Oh my
20
gosh.
minutes straight. Disgrace. Not to be confused with Chad DiGilio. That's Digilio, and it's French.
That was good.
These cocksuckers. Terrible. Oh, he's using my language. Thank you, Troll Hunter. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
Yeah,
Thank
All right,
you.
Regan.
busy.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank
Peace.
you, Regan.
Hey,
Take care of
Regan.
yourself.
1.8.
Text
Yes,
me
we
later.
did it, Regan.
Text me
1.8.
later, Regan.
Yes.
1.8.
All right, guys. 1.8. Woo! See you later.
Bye.
Yeah, Regan, pretty
Bye.
proud.
Bye. Love you.
That was America's favorite game. How low can you go? And it was brought to you in part by America's Sweetheart. Stay happy, stay humble, but most of all, stay handsome. This message brought to you in part by Denver Metro Audits and the beautiful Sweet Tea and the big heart love associated with the one, the only, now free, Amazing Audits.
Thank you, guys. I could do
Yay.
good things out here, and I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you for doing the how low can we go? Thank you.
DMA, you got anything for these fine folks?
I just want to say thanks to everyone in the chat. I wanted to give a shout out to Judd in there killing it as usual, and Papa Chuck also. Thanks for coming up, bro. Papa Chuck, you were actually my very first moderator, bro. Probably didn't know that. So I just wanted to give thanks to everyone in the chat for coming up here to support Amazing Audits, guys. We appreciate that.
What do you got, Sweet Tea?
You guys are awesome as always. And I love how we can all come together and we have each other's back. I think that's so important for us to definitely get stronger as a community. We really need to not be separated by the bullcrap and the trolls. We need to have all of us come together and just unite as one strong force.
Agreed. And James, quit dipping into my Kool-Aid, bro.
Yeah. So do you have a public comment? James Freeman says Sweet Tea is fine AF, which I don't mean. I think it pretty much means as fuck. So he's saying, and then he said we can all come together.
Holy crap.
So
I know he did.
No.
well, you know what DMA says? Listen, free bird. Why don't you take your fucking red beard, go back under the bridge you were fucking collecting gold coins under, and you leave my Sweet Tea be. Right?
Yes, leave me alone.
All right. Subscribe to Sweet Tea. Make sure you stay up to date. She's usually with DMA, but these guys are awesome at separating each other. You know, you see a lot of audits and like people just like hang out with each other, so you can't watch two videos. They're like a great duo, so they'll separate. So what you see on DMAs, you have to watch Sweet Teas because she's going and getting content somewhere else.
A different
and
perspective.
also getting hit on by James Freeman. Amazing Audits. Subscribe to him. Killing it. Awesome. Amazing. Took one for freedom. And you guys, mods on both channels are amazing. And
Yes,
now we're
thank
all
you,
going
guys.
to get naked and run through the street together.
Sounds like a plan.
Woo-hoo!
Have a good night,
All right.
everyone.
All right. Thanks.
I call dibs on DMA. Oh, beat you, sweet tea, shotgun.
What?
Oh,
My thing was muted.
I